Hello children, let's start with the next topic of the chapter component of food. I hope we will finish this chapter today. So in the previous video we have studied up to obesity, page number 26. Now you all open your science book, page number 27. And today we will start deficiency diseases of this chapter. So what do you mean by deficiency diseases? A disease caused due to lack of one or more nutrients in the diet is called deficiency diseases or nutritional disorder. So the disease which is caused due to the lack of one or more than one type of nutrients, that is called deficiency disease. That means the food, the diet which you are taking every day, if that diet is lacking in one or more nutrient, then you will suffer from a disease. That disease is called deficiency disease. So deficiency diseases are non-communicable disease. That means that cannot be transmitted from affected person to a healthy person. It is non-communicable disease. The person who is not taking the proper diet, only that person will suffer from that disease, but it will not communicate from one person to another person. There are three types of deficiency disease. First is protein energy deficiency disease or protein energy malnutrition, which is also in short called PEM, mineral deficiency disease, and vitamin deficiency disease. Now first of all we will start with deficiency of carbohydrates. As you already know children, carbohydrates are the chief source of energy in our diet. We eat carbohydrate every day and there should 60% of carbohydrate present in our diet every day. Carbohydrates are the chief source of energy. 2000 to 2500 calories needed by our body every day. Much of these calories are obtained from carbohydrate present in the food. The boy of your age, boy or girl of your age, need about 320 gram of cereals, wheat and rice, and about 50 gram of sugar or jaggery per day to meet the energy requirements of the body. Beside rice and wheat, other carbohydrate rich cereals are bajra, ragi, makka and jowar. A diet that contains less than the required amount of carbohydrate is called carbohydrate deficient diet. If a person takes the carbohydrate deficient diet over a long period of time, he or she suffer from general weakness and lack of stamina, cannot bear any physical or mental strain. So children, our diet should contain 60% of carbohydrate. That means 2000 to 2050 calorie of carbohydrate should present in our diet every day. A girl or boy like of your age should take 320 gram of cereals. Any cereals you can take, wheat, rice, anything, or 50 gram of sugar or jaggery per day. Okay, so the sources of carbohydrate, as I already have discussed with you, that the sources of carbohydrate are what? Yes, I know that you are also knowing. There are mainly three types of carbohydrate: sugar, starch and cellulose, in which sugar and starch we are eating. Among the sugar, all fruits like apple, banana and cane sugar, these all are the sources of sugar, carbohydrate which we are eating. And among the starch, potatoes, rice, wheat, those which are tasteless, these are also the sources of carbohydrate which we should take every day in our diet. Now children, if a person is not taking carbohydrate, proper amount of carbohydrate in his diet, then he or she will suffer from general weakness or lack of stamina, cannot bear physical or mental strain. That means the person becomes very weak or feeling sick. He or she will not able to maintain or take physical or mental stress. Too much intake of carbohydrate in the diet does not make you strong. So children, this is also very true that carbohydrate is very needed for your diet, but it is also true that too much taking of carbohydrate is also not good for your health. It leads to an increase in the body weight. Overweight people are often lazy and lethargic. So if you take too much amount of carbohydrate, if you feel that if I will take too much amount of carbohydrate I will be strong, then it is your wrong assumption. Your body becomes fat, and fat body always are very lazy, lethargic, cannot do their work energetically. So that's why children, everything is suitable in its limit. Now comes to the next one, deficiency of fat. Like carbohydrate, fats also provide energy to the body. As you already know that fats are the energy bank of our body, and fats provide, in fact the fat provide more energy than the carbohydrate on the equal basis. Fats give more energy than the carbohydrate on equal mass basis. Fats help in synthesis of vitamin D and K in our body. As you already know children that in our body two types of vitamins are synthesized, means produced, that is vitamin D and vitamin K, and actually fat helps our body to synthesize, to produce these vitamins, vitamin D and vitamin K. Fats also help in keeping the skin and hair soft. So only a limited quantity of fats oil should be taken in the diet. So children, nutrients in the form of fat also is very important, but not beyond the limit. Okay, small amount of fat we should take every day, and that should be 15%. 15% of diet, our diet should contain fats. Now deficiency of fat cause body weakness and loss of stamina like that carbohydrate, because fats also provide us energy. If we will not take proper amount of fat in our diet, it also causes weakness and lack of stamina. Excessive intake of fat oil is very harmful to our body. The excessive fat get deposited in the body tissue and cause obesity. Obesity leads to heart disease and high blood pressure. So children, excess intake of fat is also very harmful for us. Start with the next deficiency, nutrient deficiency, that is protein. Deficiency of protein. Proteins are required by the body to form new cells and tissues and repair the damaged ones. Protein help in the body growth. Protein deficiency leads to severe malnutrition in children. So children, proteins are also very important for our body. As you already know that protein help us in growth. It also repairs cells and tissue, damaged cells and tissues, as well as it makes new cells and tissues. So deficiency of protein also cause lots of diseases in children. Now protein energy malnutrition. What is protein energy malnutrition? That means lacking protein as well as energy sources like carbohydrate and fat. If your body is lacking protein or fat or carbohydrate, then the people or the child will suffer from this disease that is called protein energy malnutrition. Protein energy malnutrition, PEM, is caused by the deficiency of protein and carbohydrates. PEM cause the following disease in children: Kwashiorkor and Marasmus. So there are mainly two type of protein energy malnutrition diseases, and that are Kwashiorkor and Marasmus. So first of all we will study about what is Kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor is caused by the deficiency of proteins and carbohydrates in diet. This disease occurs mostly in the children of 1 to 5 years of age. So children, Kwashiorkor is one of the protein energy malnutrition. That means if the person diet is lacking in protein as well as energy rich food like carbohydrate or fats, then the person or the child will suffer from this protein energy malnutrition disease that is called PEM. And this is one of the category of PEM known as Kwashiorkor. Okay, and this mostly occurred in the child between 1 to 5 years of age. A child suffers from Kwashiorkor when he is not fed on protein rich mother's milk. So if the child does not get proper amount of mother milk, then the child is suffer from this disease called Kwashiorkor. The child suffering from Kwashiorkor shows the following symptoms. And what are the symptoms of this disease? Let us come to know all these things. The first one is irritable with pathetic facial looks. The child always seems to be crying, like they are always seems to be crying, irritated face. Okay, this is the first symptom. Second one is skin cracks and becomes scaly, very lean and thin, legs, hands, necks, this becomes very lean and thin, scaly, and also skin cracks at several places. Swollen abdomen and weak legs. The belly, abdomen becomes swell, and weak legs, very lean and thin legs. Hair turns reddish. Generally, the color of a healthy hair is black, but a Kwashiorkor child, the child who is suffering from PEM, protein energy malnutrition, Kwashiorkor, his child turns into reddish. Lower body weight and retarded growth. Body weight also becomes decrease, becomes lower, and the growth stopped, retarded. That means the child will not grow on that condition. Cure. So how to cure? How to overcome this disease? There is also way on which we should follow. Kwashiorkor can be cured by giving protein and carbohydrate rich food to the patient. Yes, children, it will not cured by giving very costly tonics or the tablets, but instead we should give proper amount of diet rich with protein and carbohydrate to the patient. By taking that diet, the patient will be cured, the child will be cured. Now comes to the next type of PEM, that is marasmus. Marasmus is a caused by the deficiency of protein and carbohydrate. It is also same, but symptoms are a marasmic child shows all the symptoms shown by the child suffering from Kwashiorkor. The child becomes so thin that loose folds of skin can be seen all over the body, muscle get wasted. So a marasmus affected child shows all these following symptoms, as well as the child becomes so much thin that the loose folds of his body can be seen very easily. This child is suffering from marasmus. You can see the picture very well. Okay, loose folds of skin you can see here. The muscles get wasted and the bones are seen. You can see very clearly from his body. So children, this is all about today's class, and the next topic, I think so, deficiency of vitamins and deficiency of mineral topic is left, that we will continue in our next class. So thank you, have a nice day.